get this party started. This is for the vacant NABO title. De Ciudad de Mexico, damas y caballeros, Alejandro Flaquita Sanabria, Terence Crawford.
Your welterweight last time out. Terence Crawford is viewed by many, including me, as...
And that fight at 140 pounds was an enterprise that his manager Cameron Duncan regarded as a risk. Crawford said, I don't know why he saw it as such a risk. I knew
a rookie in front of him either. You got to remember, Sanabria told us that he has 3 more fights than his record shows. So Sanabria is not a bad fighter, and if
two out of the 3 knockouts.
2 out of 3 knockouts. Excuse me. Yeah, that's right. This dovetails with what Canelo Alvarez constantly tells us in fighter meetings, that he has 9 more fights than he's been given credit for in Mexico.
Amateur. Cameron Duncan, his manager, signed him because when question is, of course, like with any up-and-coming prospect come contender, is how does he take a punch, how does he deal with adversity, etc.
Let's turn to our unofficial scores.
Ooh.
Sanabria catches him with a left hook.
Twice.
Right on the butt. He did, but that's impressive because Crawford's a good defensive fighter.
Crawford switches southpaw and gets hit again with the Sanabria left hand, this time a jab. Now right to the body by
Sanabria came here to lay down. He's not a bad...
Not exactly the same, but one of the belt holders in the division, Miguel Vasquez, is also a long, kind of tricky fighter. And Crawford and his team are targeting all of the belt holders.
We keep making the point about the experts in our audience will have heard of Ecatepec, or Polanco, or Neza, or Lomas de Sotelo, or Querétaro, or Tepic.
The way he handles himself, it's not hard to believe. In other words, those places likely exist, and he fought and actually won there. Able to land 2
Sanabria's wins couldn't have come against cab drivers because those towns aren't big enough to have cabs.
Let me tell you something. You fight 40 cab drivers in Tijuana, seriously.
And it's been a very competitive second round. There's a good right hand by Crawford. Just missed with the left hook following up. But Sanabria tries to land every, but those 2 eye-catching left hooks early in the round by Sanabria might have been difficult for judges to overlook.
For here in these next few rounds.
And he's not the ideal opponent for Crawford, meaning a rising star who's a boxer and a counterpuncher.
Has become somewhat nondescript after the departure of Adrian Broner to move all the way up to 147 for his upcoming fight with Paulie Malignaggi to emerge, and Crawford is hoping that he's the guy.
He looks like the most likely candidate, but he's also got to make sure that the puzzle doesn't figure out him, which is happening.
They're trading some really good body shots, too.
Fight is really picking up tempo as they trade by trying to take the initiative, and lands a straight right hand and a left hook that wobbled Sanabria momentarily.
As we saw in the Prescott fight, Crawford may be a boxer, but he's got a meanness in him, Jim.
Now Sanabria scores a rally. Turns things around with the uppercut.
A really good punch. Good move by Crawford.
Didn't know that we'd find that out tonight.
For to go to the body, seeing that he's breathing so hard.
Well, Crawford looks at the body, but then throws upstairs.
He wants to knock. Beautiful lead right hand, but it was followed by a good shot to the head right here that I think is going to hurt more so than anything else. That shot. Then he came back and threw it again, the double left hook. And I think those
good outfit. Sanabria, 9 of 29 power shots of his own. Steve Weisfeld, how do you have it through 3?
Jim, after 3 rounds, I have it 29-28 for Crawford.
Clean shots, even as he lost the round. Crawford said coming into this fight he wanted to set traps for Sanabria, but Crawford's also run into a few himself.
Yeah, but the only thing you don't like is how hard Sanabria is breathing. Find yourself breathing this hard in round 3.
Sanabria trying to dig his left hook to Crawford's body. A little bit earlier in the round, he almost hit Crawford with a low blow with his right hand.
Going to the body here, he may find out a little bit about Sanabria.
Good double right hand to the body by Crawford as they were coming out of that clinch.
And what he found out about Sanabria is he punches back.
Interesting variety of punches from both fighters. Sanabria lands a straight left hand, or excuse me, a straight right hand.
Oh, good body shot by Crawford.
Assaulting Sanabria, trying to make a statement as round 4 progresses.
Well, Sanabria, as you see, is going for the knockout. He's really not trying to win a point. Hit Sanabria with the lead pot shots.
Right,
Now
this
Crawford
is a different Crawford than the one who fought Prescott, where he had to make sure don't get hit on the chin. Fight.
And he switches southpaw here, something he did with great effect against Greatest Prescott. He did it against Prescott to set up counter punches. He may be doing it here for an entire...
They also wanted the jab, and Sanabria gave it to him early.
They also said they want a power jab.
Minded boxer. He's good defensively, partly because he's not scared to get hit like that. In boxing parlance, he's not a scary fighter. He tries to stay responsive. Dull action. He's willing to take some risks even as he boxes.
Crawford 20-0 with 15. Good
said
body shots there.
He said he wouldn't be gunning for a knockout tonight, but could have fooled me. Looks like he's gunning for 16 right here. It's a fighter. Sanabria is throwing whistling straight right hands right down the pike. And Crawford, who's been hit with some shots here, is moving his head and taking some risks.
Takes a right hand.
He is breathing so heavily out of his mouth.
Has an unusual mannerism, Roy. Kind of gulps for air.
Like something's wrong with his nose or something. I don't know.
The body, maybe.
Could be just a natural mannerism of his that doesn't necessarily mean that he's...
Stop!
Doesn't seem to be affecting his appearance, though.
And Sanabria is 51 of 219.
Stop.
Respectable.
Right behind you.
This is a knockdown. And Lawrence Cole is going to stop the fight.
Good stoppage. Sanabria couldn't stay steady on his feet.
Body shot knockdown.
No, lead left hook.
But it happened there. And a lead left hook wins the fight on a knockout for Terence Crawford. Book here.
Yeah, he went with the jab like he was coming with a lead jab. The kid reached for the jab, and he came around the right hand with a left hook, a beautiful left hook. Hard punch for a guy to stop.
He may be on the verge of the KO. Here, another look.
I mean, Crawford came out with a guy who could handle himself, who hit Crawford on the button a couple times this fight, and was just an aggressive